got the first down sprinting inside the 45. Fighting Lions all the way down to the 42-yard line. Tyrone Wheatley, the battering ram, has a Raider first down. Just then inside the Lion 30, play action bootleg. Gannon's got room to go, 25-20, and he steps out of bounds. The Raiders first down on the 15-yard line. Touchdown Raiders. Randy Jordan blocked it. It's a touchdown for the Raiders. Randy Jordan does it again.
Well, hello everybody. How you doing? Captain Jack here. It is Mother's Day, 10th of May, and I want to say apologies for not having my normal Latin music on. I did the wrong swipes. That's my fault. But at least you can hear me, and I'm going to endeavor not to do anything else that is a major screw up. I mean, that was a minor one. I don't even think you guys, you would have said something eventually. Say, hey, where'd your Latin music go? And I love the Latin music. It's good. I'm gonna continue to do that, and I'm also gonna try to find some other things that are on here. So again, thank you for coming in. We are here on YouTube. As you can see by the graphics, there is the YouTube page, youtube.com/c/Captain Jack Rackham Levy. Welcome, hello, and I might have to do away from the mic because it's going to be very loud. Yarg! It's still probably loud, but I get told that I scare animals. And no, Don is not related to Ken Webb. I can tell you that, Becky. He's not related to Ken Webb. Not gonna go for the obvious, slamming of other things there. And thank you, Don. And I don't get a chance to do that. The like button over there on Facebook, YouTube, all those things like there. There is like buttons, the thumbs up on YouTube. And thank you, Don, for saying that. Hello to everybody that is here. Let me see if I can grab folks. I'll try to grab folks. Don Webb, who was asked if he was related to Ken Webb. Vicky Orr, thank you for coming in. Aaron Cortez, Becky Gutzler, thank you for being here as well. Jerry White and Jimmy Farrell, so the Jerry and Jimmy are here. Mike Sayre, who's coming in from Missouri, and yes, I said that correctly. And appreciate all that goes there. They are my YouTube watchers as of right now. On Facebook, Lee Weber, thank you for the thumbs up on Facebook. Vicky is also there on Facebook. Kurt Eisler. It says 3 other people. I don't know who the 3 other people are, so thank you, whoever those 3 other people were. Ruben is here. God, I haven't heard from Ruben in a while. Hope to hear from him. Matt Hughes, Ed Winchell, Lee Weber, as I said, Jack Varela, and Josie Carrillo. Thank you for coming in. Doug Fisher came in on YouTube as well. If you are a subscriber or a watcher, I should say, on Twitch, or if you're watching from Twitter, I don't have that feed up. I do have my phone up, but it doesn't tell me who the watchers are. So again, I appreciate all that are over there. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, and obviously Twitter and YouTube primarily. Del Webb, who's Del Webb? That name sounds familiar, Del Webb. So without further ado, I think that the best thing that we can do right here is say Happy Mother's Day. It's been a beautiful day. I'm not sure what the weather was like for everybody out there. It rained a little bit here in Florida. It was supposed to rain a little bit more, but we only had just an occasional shower show up. So in that respect, it was a good Mother's Day. And Vicky likes all the music. Thank you. And by the way, my boy, Fast Eddie Rice, is the one that performs the 55 plus homes. Oh, he's rich. Okay, well, yeah, I would like to be. Hey, I wish I was related to Steve Levy or also Marv Levy, because then I'd be a little bit in the know. Steve Levy, obviously working for BSPN, would be great for me as an inroad. Am not related to Steve Levy. Or for that matter. By the way, if you look at a lot of the Hollywood shows, if you look at the movies, I can almost guarantee you that there's going to be a Levy in the credits somewhere. If you look at, I think my claim to fame is that I was the second assistant cameraman in The Secret of My Success. It says it right there on the screen. It says, second assistant cameraman, Jay Levy. So there I am. Second assistant cameraman for the movie Secret of My Success. Michael J. Fox in his prime. Swanson. The young lady that played Supergirl or Superwoman. Supergirl, I think. Back in the 80s, she was the heartthrob in there. And again, what I love about the movies of those ages is that how many times can you see, or hear, I should say, the movie song, "Oh Yeah." Oh yeah. Wait, this deserves sound effects in just a minute. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Was in The Secret of My Success. It was in the movie with Jim Belushi and the dog. It was in, it's got to be in at least 6 different movies. In fact, I actually did a look on Wikipedia. It's from a German, what's the word? A German techno funk group. But Lovo, yeah, by Yellow. That was the name of the group, Yellow. Anyway, Angela should be here, Vicky. I'm sure. Gorgeous in Southern California. Glad to see that. Getting back to Facebook, Chris Lentz has joined us. Alan Goldblum, Mazel Tov, and L'chaim to Alan. You back? Yeah, you remember that, Lee? Back at Secret of My Success? Yeah. Second assistant cameraman, Jay Levy. Not me, but I was credited. So you guys thought it was me. By the way, Becky, if you don't know, the movie that I have on, it's sports related. It's The Fighter with Marky Mark, whatever Marky Mark goes by anymore, and the guy that played Batman, who really thinned out for this role, Christian Bale, looked, because he was a tweaker. He was a tweaker, a meth head. And if you look on the screen right now, the guy is seriously skinny. Okay? Some hunky man. Well, Marky Mark is hunky. He's hunky. So there you go there. Those are your hunky men. Moy Boy has come in tonight as well. Captain Underpants. Thank you there, Lee. And Hector Figueroa. So while we're here, and I want to do this the right way here, and I did check, I do have the microphone on. So when we do this, check this out. When we do this, you're actually going to hear the voiceover, okay? For the Captain Jack News and Views right here on the show. Did not turn it off, okay? News and Views, you hear it. So there you go. I'm not turning it off. Okay, I got to be very aware of what I do turn off here, though. So we'll go from here. Okay, we'll do the quick hits, and I like these things as well in the fact that no hunky men. Well, actually, maybe the UFC fighter was hunky. Definitely there. And you can hear me. What I like is that big picture up top. And I watched the story, and there was no flesh in the story. The most was there was some breasts with pasties on them. So there's no gratuitous X-rated stuff in there. But there is a strip club in Portland, Oregon, which due to the coronavirus they had to remarket themselves. You know, the girls were out of work because of people not coming in. So they basically went to a drive-through go-go order place where the dancers will be nice. The dancers who are still doing the pole dancing, as you can see in the picture, they do their thing. There's a drive-through in the middle of it between the barriers, and they had the dancers on either side there, so people could drive through. The bouncers are now drivers. The cashiers are now taking orders. Okay, some of the other girls were doing like a food delivery. Okay, which is why they needed the bouncers to be the drivers. And I like the story and the fact that this place, which, you know, obviously adult entertainment, well, they went to something which was good in the fact that they put all of their money together, what you don't see is there is like the little tip jars that are next to the partition, so you can actually see the car in behind the barrier, and there's like a tip jar there, so guys would be going and watching young ladies dance, and they would give the tips, and they would divide the tips out amongst everybody that was working. Fantastic. Love the story. It's on NBC.com, so you can probably check it out there. Now, we do have, and this is the, you know, typical. My daughter has, what is it? Shrimp and crabs and steak on the grill. Boy, you're making me hungry, Vicky. Man, that's for you, I'm sure. So she did you well for Mother's Day. I'd like to go, Vicky. Give me a takeout order of that, which was really awesome. And I can't wait to go and hang with Vicky because Vicky's going to make me some really awesome dinner. Becky has. I'm sure that Becky will get Mike to do that as well. You know, get me some awesome dinner. But you know, hey, I'm not inviting myself over. But you know, I can eat. I'm not a drinker, but I will eat. There you go, Vicky. You're getting ahead of me there. You can see it there. I wanted to get that last, but you did see that, okay? 6 and 10, yeah. 11 and 5. What we got, and this is where it goes haters and homers, okay? Of course, Colin Cowturd, and yes, I did say that correctly. Colin Cowturd thinks, you know, that the Raiders are going to go like 5 and 11, okay? He thinks that, although I do like this about Cowturd in the fact he says just because the Tampon Bay Brady's have gotten a new quarterback, that they're projected to go to the Super Bowl. Unlike the homer Skip Bayless. Skip Bayless thinks that the Cowboys, and I'll be kind, the Cowboys are going to win the NFC East. He thinks that the Buccaneers are going to be going to the NFC Championship game and with their trip to the Super Bowl. I can't remember the other team that he was homerishing on. But again, it's typical. These guys give their analysis, and you know, it's like I said. If somebody's calling, I don't know if they're calling me. Oh, it's Ohio. I'm not answering phones right now, Ohio. I'm not answering phones. If that's Don, I didn't put the number up yet. Okay, so please call back. Let me get through this portion. Quick hits. So again, haters and homers. And then we did have some sports last night. It was UFC 249, and I believe the guy's name is Sahano. I didn't watch the UFC event. First off, it was costly. But what I thought was cool was the fact that this gentleman has he's competed in several weight classes. He has I don't Ohio, I don't. It's got to be Don. Don, I don't have my lineup yet. Okay, wait a second, please, please, please. Wait a second. When I put it up, we'll go to it. But again, the guy defended his title, and immediately, and he's with is that Joe Rogan right there? I think it's Joe Rogan, and he says, "Hey, I got my wife, I got my kids, I got my family. I'm retiring." So yeah, I know. Who's an ass? Cal Turd? Yeah, I agree with that. But again, I thought it was cool that there was a UFC event last night. I didn't watch it, and as we alluded to, and thank you for Vicky for bringing that out. Um, and it's not just these folks, but was it Betty Wright passed away at 66? Was a successful performer back in the 60s and 70s. Of course, the big one for me was Little Richard. Love Little Richard. Good golly, Miss Molly comes to mind. Lucy, everything that he did. Um, I mean, and not just what he did, but be an inspiration to the Rolling Stones. Actually, the Stones used to open for him. Isn't that great? The Stones opened for Little Richard. And then Long Tall Sally was done by Little Richard and then done by the Beatles. Love Little Richard and all that he did. So rest in peace to Little Richard. I didn't have all of the folks on there. Roy from Siegfried and Roy died from complications due to coronavirus. And also one of the producers, which was with SNL, as well as a couple other uh, uh, things. He had he died from complications of coronavirus. So it wasn't just that, but it's harsh. But let's all remember Little Richard. Love rock and roll. Gotta love rock and roll. Now, in case you haven't seen it, these are the latest Raiders transactions. And again, this was after the draft. You guys know about some of these, but I'm going to go over probably one of the things that you really need to watch on as well. Dominic Eberle, the kicker, is going to give Carlson definitely a run for his money. Mariner, like I said, might be. Ooh, there's an ass grab on the screen. That's what's her nose, the actress, or no, it's not. That's the Cambodian girl, who's with Dickie. Nice butt. Dominic Eberle is kicking. Going to give Carlson a run for the money. Mariner, like I said, might make the practice squad. Panasiuk was a defensive tackle. There's some other tackles in there. Keelan Doss, as you guys know, the star of the show last year of what is it? The HBO show has been re-signed. So all those folks are saying that he's definitely out. Well, we don't know that. He might start on the practice squad again, but we'll see. And but the fact is he's re-signed, so he is a Gruden favorite. I mean, we went out after that crap that we had with number 84 last year. We immediately signed him to our roster, got him off of the Jaguars practice squad. So again, we think enough of him. And the long snapper Liam McCullough, this is for you, Don. He was Hard Knocks. Thank you there, Don. Liam McCullough was a long snapper with the Buckeyes. Apparently a really good kid. So even our long snapper, I think it's Trent Sieg. Even he has competition. There's going to be competition for everything this year. So just be aware, and we'll go from there. Now, in case you've been living under a rock, I am going to go over the schedule once more just for folks that might have missed it the first time. Obviously, the Raiders will be opening up at Carolina with the next game be the Monday Nighter in Week 2. We got 4 primetime games. Starting with Week 2 against the Saints. All at home, by the way. At New England, Week 3. So we get New England early in the year and in decent weather, okay, September. So it's not going to be chilly. And then Buffalo, again. And actually, I like Bear's point of view on this. He says the Bills are overrated. We'll see. I think that's going to be a very good game. Love Raider Bear, love him or hate him or whatever. We don't. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. Love him or disagree with Raider Bear because we don't hate Raider Bear. He has his views. I think that's still going to be a good game, and I do like the fact that he said because it's early in the year that maybe that will be, that will be a win for us. So we'll see. Next week 5. Kansas City early at Kansas City. So there you go. Not in the ball busting weather of December. So we get a break there. Week 6 is the bye. Then right back to another primetime game, week 7 against the Tampa Bay Brady's. And it's almost back to back practically with the primetime games. So primetime games, Sunday night football against the Tampa Bay Brady's. Then we're going to go on the road. A bit of a cold weather game at Cleveland to begin November. Then another indoor game against the Chargers. Remember, the Chargers are going to be indoor games from now on. So, that's another issue there, which is good. I like it. Denver at home, because we're going to be seeing Denver at the very end of the year. Then right back to another primetime game. Love this. Sunday night against Kansas City, primetime in Vegas. Then 2 trips to the East Coast. Both of them early starts. Both of them in Atlanta's case, not in the weather, but after the Sunday after Thanksgiving, we're going to be going to Atlanta. I'm going to try my damnedest to be at that one. And then the following week, again, in the weather at New York early. And that will be some coldness there, most likely. Followed back by Indy. I will not be at that game. I can tell you, if I go to any game, it will be the Vikings coming here to Tampa with a big group of Vikings fans. Got a lot of Vikings friends that wanted me to be there. You guys might have heard of Cooter a couple different times, so we'll see that. So my the Indy tickets are up for grabs. Then another Thursday night game, the final of the 4 that we have. Thursday night, the Chargers, a.k.a. the Garglers, in Vegas. And week 16, Miami at home. Sometime either the 26th or the 27th, TBD on that one. And then we end the season, definitely a ball-busting cold weather game in Denver. So we'll see everybody for that. I'm not going to do the what do you call it? I'm not going to do the preseason, but we'll go from there. Again, that was my quick hits. Jets need to head to the desert. Their weather sucks. I'd like that there, Don, but such as close to Carolina, Atlanta. So so Doug Fisher might be seeing you there. So I'm sorry. We'll do the the comments as I can see. And again, for those that are joining me again on Facebook, thank you for being here. Please come over to YouTube. It's a lot better graphic-wise. It's definitely a lot better in sound. Carlos Mendoza, thanks for coming in. Mahogany, my girl, from Raider Nation, South Los Angeles, is here. Lee Weber talking about the great Little Richard. Oh, thank you there, Lee, for hey, everything's a start, Lee. Everything's a start, man. I started small with my group here as well. So don't worry about it. Every little bit helps, so thank you. $850 short if a ticket. Wow. My goodness. Oh, you folks are. I'm actually going to go through my hat rack. I think you guys have seen my hat rack that I've had, and there is a shit ton of hats. There's at least, I want to say, at least 250 different hats on that hat rack, and I still got some more that are even here in this small box down here. So I'm going to try to break out some hats. Again, if you are a member of any particular club, you saw that I was wearing the Jersey Shore boosters the last time we were here. I will wear T-shirts. I will wear hats. I will wear anything from any of the clubs. Yeah, Jimmy, at least 250 Raider hats, at least, maybe even up to 300. So that's just all those hats that are over there. I did go ahead and open up the phone lines. So let me get that back. Hang on here. We'll do this. There we go. Line is open 813-699-0834. Again, there was some issues with the phone. Give it a little bit of a hit. Don't immediately hang up, please. Again, if you're watching the show and you're calling in, make sure that you are listening for me. I'm going to be talking while you listen on the phone when I hear from you. So hopefully you won't hang up. I know it's another home game. It's another home game in Los Angeles, and I love it. When we play the Rams the next time, it'll be like 2 home games in LA as well. So I'm actually looking forward to going into that stadium as well. Again, I've talked to a couple folks about this. I haven't made any arrangements for any games yet because I want to see what the situation is with the COVID, and I've told everybody I have not made any plans. I don't plan to make any plans because that no airfare, no. Yes, I'll probably take it in the shorts as far as the airfare going up, but again, I don't want to put out money right now until I know what's going on. I really don't. But if there's an opportunity for me to hang out with anybody, I love that, and it's not last minute type of things, but hopefully we'll have that opportunity there. 813-699-0834. Again, thank you for joining me. Again, we are on YouTube, we are on Twitter, we are on Twitch, and of course we are here as well with the folks that are over Facebook. Please, Facebookers, come on over to YouTube. And one other thing. We are about 100 people away from the second of the prize giveaways at 850. And I was going through that box. Man, I got some really neat things in that box that I actually have to put out here as well. Once we get to 850, we're going to do a giveaway for some Raider things there. I'm not giving the entire box out, but I will have some things to give away in future times. There's probably, I know I'm giving away for sure. I'm giving away the Raider hard mats for the car, and I'm giving away a Raider watch. Okay, I'm probably actually I can show you this. I'll give this away too. I got it right here that I can show you. Really nice. Oh shit, I don't have one that's. I'm gonna have to open it up. Hang on. See, I have it all wrapped. And I've had this wrapped for quite a while. Man, it's wrapped well. It's wrapped so well, I don't know whether I can. It's like Christmas. I know what it is. It's not a Rolex watch, Jimmy. Okay. Here it is, though. This is one thing I will give away. Is a very special collection. Which camera am I? A very special collection, already framed, of Raider pins right here. Really nice. Really nice. Okay. You see all those? Okay. Let's see who's in here. Jim Otto, Jack Tatum, George Atkinson, Cliff Branch, Eric Turner, Fred Blitnikoff, and Ben Davidson. Okay, Jimmy Farrell, how you doing, brother? What's going on with you? Jimmy Farrell. Jimmy Farrell. Don't hang up, Jimmy. Don't hang up. Jimmy. Jimmy.
Yo.
Okay, can you hear me?
Hey, hello?
Yes, I hear you, brother. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. And folks, hopefully you guys can hear Jimmy Farrell. Available, and I don't want to have it too loud. Okay, I got it up about halfway, so we'll go from there. Jimmy, how you doing, brother? What's going on a Sunday, man? How are you and the family and all that goes on there?
Mom's still alive and kicking at 97, so she's good.
Wow. Well, blessings to her.
Yeah.
97 years old. That's wonderful, man. So great,
Yeah,
great
she's still complaining. She's still complaining where her stamps. She didn't get her stamps in the mail yet. So, as a mailman, I told her, that's the way the post office is. They're slow, you know.
I love it. She's giving her own son crap.
Yeah.
And by the way, I do have when I cuss, I do have my drinking cup. I want to say this, that Vicky is going to send me a shot glass, and I have a Raiders decanter coming in the mail as well. So I will get my Raiders decanter out with the shot glass when I have them both, because they're both coming in the mail, and I will be doing. I will be pouring the shots from the Raiders decanter, and we'll go from there. But again, no, I'm just going to take a sip now to start the night off right. But again, blessings to your mom, Jimmy. So I love it, the fact that she's giving you shit about the stamps. That's wonderful.
Yeah, no. Listen, I was listening to my sports station this guy called up, and he was just talking about sports in general. I think he was talking about the Jets or Giants. And he says, just win, baby. And I'm like,
really? He said just
win.
He said just win, baby?
Yes, and it pissed me off. Is there, I wish there were three things that should be a patent. Okay? Number one, okay? You can't use Raider Nation is the only team that can use Raider Nation, okay?
I got you.
All right?
Well, actually, them and the Red Sox, and we've already had this discussion. The Red Sox can use it because of the brick outside of Fenway that said Red Sox Nation from the early aughts, okay? So at least for 100 years.
But you don't hear anybody say Red Sox Nation.
You hear Red Sox fans say Red Sox Nation.
They do? I don't.
Well, I have heard it. So.
I hear Raider Nation. But, all right. So, and number two, what I just said about just what it is. And number three, okay, the fans wearing their uniforms. They laughed at us when fans came to the stadium and wore uniforms. Now, every team is wearing them. And I think that's wrong. I think, put a tag on there, if it wasn't for Darth Vader, all this stuff wouldn't happen. There would have been no other teams putting on, the fans' uniforms. You know what I mean? So Darth Vader, if you're out there, Darth Vader, you're out there, you should have put a patent on it that no other team but the Raiders can wear their garb. Although, now they're in Vegas, I don't even know if they could wear it inside the stadium now. What are your thoughts?
And by the way, we had our proverbial one thumbs downer, so fuck you.
Asshole.
Yeah. Fuck you to the thumbs downer, okay?
As Ed Lynch will say, maybe Tommy Beard put a thumbs down on it.
I don't know. It just it annoys me.
A patent on those three things.
Well, copyright, patent it.
Well, whatever.
I don't know. It'd be hard now. Just Win Baby should definitely be a Raider only thing. Just Win Baby, Al Davis, Raider only. Okay, Al Davis with Raider Nation being put out in the late '60s. He said it, and now everybody else is a nation. I agree with that, but it's going to be hard for somebody to say that it's only Raider folks that can say that. As far as like a nation, I mean, it's going to be hard. But I would like for that. But you're just not going to have it. You're not going to have it.
But doesn't it bother you when you put on your uniform and you see other teams wear it, and don't you say to yourself, like, wait a minute, we started all this. Why can't other teams get their own ideas?
I got you.
Got to steal from the Raiders fans.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do though? What can you do? I mean, it's.
I don't know. It's just like I said before, there was other fans, laughing at us. Oh, look what this guy's doing. Oh, look, these guys are nuts. So they're crazy. And now everybody's doing it.
Well, and I do appreciate the fact that you said putting your uniform on, because I don't call it a costume.
Well, I know. I didn't want to.
No. I got it, and I appreciate that. I wear my garb. I wear my pirate garb. I wear my Raider pirate uniform. Other folks can call it their costume. That's fine. I mean, that's just, I won't say.
When I first met you, I said costume. You kind of got offended by it.
Yeah,
I won't say that again.
I got you, and I appreciate that there, Jimmy. But, I mean, it's going to be a hard time to get folks to say, that to do that. And, Jared, I know you're calling in. Jimmy, I'm going to catch Jared before he goes. I appreciate the call in. And we're going to go to Jared. Jared, thank you for being here. Jimmy, I wish we can do that, but you're not going to be able to. You're not going to be able to. There's just going to be too many people that are going to be pissed off. That says you can't take that. I mean, it's one of those. It should be done. If anybody says just win, baby, and they're not a Raider fan, you have my. I don't condone violence, so I'm not going to say anything about knocking their blocks off. You have my authority to just laugh voraciously and vociferously in their face because they can't. Oh, I thought I pushed it. Okay, I guess I didn't. Jared, are you here for this one? That's better. You're here, Jared. You here? Jared. Jared's on the line. I picked up the line, and you guys can hear it. At least I got the right speakers on. Hello.
No.
Yeah, Jared, can you hear me, brother?
No.
You can't hear me. Okay. Jared, what? I don't know. I mean, I had Jared try to call back. Okay, he's calling back again. We're going to try that. Jared, hello, Jared. I see you're here.
Now I'm here, Cap. What's going on? Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there.
There you go. Happy Mother's Day. I appreciate that, brother.
No problem. How you doing?
I'm good, man.
Yeah, me too. I just got finished watching WWE's 2.5-hour pay-per-view that its own, however. I mean, they basically went through the whole building, however. It was comedy, wackiness, and very strange, to say the least.
Okay, and pay-per-view for what?
WWE's Money in the Bank. WWE's version of Money in the Bank, however, tonight. They did it from the Titan Towers in Connecticut, however. They had 6 people, basically both men and women, superstars, however. The rules were, however, you started from the bottom floor and you had to go all the way up to the top of the building, however, to climb up a ladder, however, and grab a briefcase, which has a contract in it, however. And anytime you have that contract, you can cash in at any time, anywhere, on any champion. and there were ladders ensued. They fought in the hallways, they fought in the cafeteria, they fought in the gymnasium, however, that's the WWE office. They fought in even Vince McMahon's office, where he was watching the show, however, with his working at his desk, however. He saw two of the wrestlers breaking into his office, how they started wrestling, and they stopped wrestling for a minute, and he starts yelling at them, "Get out of my office!" It was very strange. It was very wacky. It was very bizarre. But like I said, this is what a show, however, reminds you. However, like I said, that basically, however, I mean, back in the day, like I guess in the mid '90s, whatever it was, however, they used to do shows from like 7 to like 9:30, but usually it goes on like from 8 to 11. But they changed it from like 7 to 10. But tonight they ended the show 3 hours or a half hour early. Go figure.
Wow.
It was funny. Yeah, it was pretty funny, however, how they did this. I mean, who won it on both sides, it was pretty well, but in a way, I think some of it was good and some of it wasn't so great, however. A lot of people are going to have mixed emotions when the reviews come in, I'm sure.
Yeah. But I mean, as you know, I'm not a WWE guy. I like UFC in the fact that it's at least it's not. And please don't kill me when I say this. It's not rigged, okay? WWE is entertainment that has an outcome that is scripted, okay? UFC is not scripted. So I mean, at the beginning of UFC, it was kind of too. What's the word? I mean, it was too close to wrestling. But then I saw more of the kick-ass portion of it, so I will watch UFC. I like straight boxing though, because there is none of the, it's pure.
I think I lost you.
Yeah. Well, oh shoot, Jared, are you still here? Jared, I think shit, we lost Jared. There we go, and I'll give Jared another. And Jared, I it's got to be your phone because sometimes you were popping in and out, man.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, my phone does that. Speaking of UFC, however, I was going to ask you, what were your thoughts about UFC last night in Jacksonville? And there's some talk also they might be doing a McGregor-De La Hoya fight. Have you heard about that one?
A who, De La Hoya?
McGregor.
A Colin McGregor-De La Hoya fight? Wow.
There's been rumors going around.
Okay.
You might want to check on that. Yep.
I will. Hey, thanks for the call. I'm going to go to this next caller there, Jared. Appreciate your calling in. I got a 559 number. 559. Who am I speaking to? There is a bit of a what do you call it? A time lag. There is a bit of a time lag sometimes. 559.
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me? 559. 559. Can you hear me?
Nothing, but going to the YouTube real quick.
Yeah, who is this, please? Hello? Hello? Hello, 559. Who is this, please? Can you hear me? See if they came up on my phone. 559, are you still here? 559. 559, can you hear me? Okay, call back. There might be some sort of issue with the. I guess there isn't. That sucks. Hopefully we'll get 559 to come back. I'm going to get rid of some of the extra windows here. I'm hoping that isn't the reason why we are having a bit of a time lag. I'll get rid of that one. I'll get rid of this one. I'll get rid of this. Okay. Oh my goodness, I do have a lot of windows up. Okay, get rid of all of these. Okay, hopefully, I hear somebody calling in. Who is it? Okay, there we go. Okay, Houston Steve. Steve, are you here, brother? Steve. 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 Steve, are you still here, brother? Steve. Steve. Okay, I don't know why there's still a ring. Steve.
Hey, Captain.
Yeah, are you still here?
How you doing?
I'm good. I don't
Yes,
know.
sir. How you doing?
Yeah, I don't know why there's an extra caller. Apologies there. We've had this issue before. Not sure why. If you're calling, hang up because Steve. I'm talking to Steve. Go ahead. Go ahead, Steve. Go ahead, Steve. Steve.
Yeah, Captain. I was just going to say.
Yeah.
I was just going to say Happy Mother's Day to all the. Yes, sir. Captain, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you fine, brother.
Yes. I was just going to say Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. And I tell you what, the reason why Okay, I'm sorry if I don't mean to talk loud. Yeah, I was just going to say the reason why I'm a sports fan is because of my mom, Mary Ellen, and everything. Because when I was growing up, my grandfather was a preacher, her father, and he was a huge Indians fan. And when she was 2 years old, he took her to her first Indians game back in, when was it, 36. So it was really cool because he would have one baseball game on with the sound, and the other one he'd be listening to on the radio. And they used to listen to great Mel Allen, when he used to do the call-in stuff. I think it was was it the Yankees or the Mets? But he was really famous, Mel Allen.
Yeah, I used to like This Week in Baseball with Mel Allen. Wasn't he the guy that did Twib? This Week in Baseball.
He was. And
yeah,
he sure was. And another thing that was really big was whatchamacallit. Remember when you had the game of the week on Saturdays with Joe Garagiola, and that was the game that you would look forward to?
Yeah, Joe Garagiola, Tony Kubek, also Kurt Gowdy before Garagiola did it. Yeah, we're old, Steve. We're showing our age, man.
I know. Hey, I used to live in Chicago when Richie Allen used to play and everything. We used to go to the old Comiskey because the Cubs didn't have night games and everything. So we lived on the south side, home in Flossmoor down by Chicago Heights, and we'd go in and but it was really cool and everything. Going to you get your Cub Scouts group or your Little League baseball group, and you go up there and be able to see a old White Sox game up the old Comiskey. But anyway, so I was going to tell you, my mom was a huge John Gruden fan, and she used to listen to the games and everything. Even when the Raiders weren't playing, because she wanted to hear how John was going to be breaking down everything. She just was, and she loved the fact that she was from Ohio like I am, and he's from Dayton and everything. It's really cool because a good friend of mine, Mike, went to the same high school in South Bend as Jay and John, and of course their father was a coach, I think, for Dan Devine up there at Notre Dame and everything. So there's a little bit of history there. It's kind of neat how all these are tied in together. But so I give all the credit for me being a sports fan to my grandfather and my great grandmother. Get this. She grew up in Columbus and everything. She never went to an Ohio State game in her life, but she listened to the game, and here she was listening all the way till she passed away, and that's how she kept up with the old great teams with Woody Hayes, and it was just amazing how you could be such a big fan of a team and you never actually saw them play in person, but you always listened to them on the radio. That was a radio sport, as you know, baseball and football back in the day. Depression.
Oh yeah. In fact, I actually would say that I am a big sports fan because of my mom. My dad got me to play baseball as a kid, little leagues and stuff like that. But it was my mom that was the huge Phillies fan because she lived up there in Pottsville, which is where Yingling comes from. Was always a Phillies fan. We lived in Philadelphia as a kid, and we would walk down. Veterans Stadium was literally a walk down the street. I want to say a couple blocks down the street from our house in Philly. And we used to live in Veterans Stadium. I mean, it was I actually, and I got to find it, man. It was awesome. I have a ticket from Veterans Stadium. I think it was the nosebleeds in the very high section of the vet. And I want to say it was either 75 cents or $2, something like that. It was cheap. So, I mean, wow. And I got that ticket still. And, I was a sports fan because of my mom. So, this is, I have to give it to mom. Again, this is my first Mother's Day without her. I actually, it's hard to say that, but, all these things here that I take from being a sports fan, from being obviously a Phillies fan and a Flyers fan, obviously ultimately to being a Raider fan above all else, was because I was indoctrinated into sports because of my mom, and then having Kenny Blander as my schoolmate, and just following through with the silver and black since then, go from one to the other. Excuse me. And it's because of my mom. It's because of my mom. So again, there's some great folks out there because of that.
I know. I just want to say that I know this is really tough. The first time that the first Christmas or the first Hanukkah or the first Rosh Hashanah or all the traditional things we did. It's really hard because I'm the same way. My mom is the reason why I'm a sports fan. She loved football. She would get this. She would always ask us, "What time are the Astros playing?" Because even though she was an Indians fan first, she'd have the little transistor radio underneath the pillow and stuff, and she thought that my grandparents thought that she was sleeping, but she was listening to Indians, Bob Feller and Satchel Paige and all the great players the tribe had back in the 40s and 50s and everything. She was listening to all that stuff because that's when they were great. If you're from that era and everything, it's of course the Yankees or whoever it was. And what I wanted to tell you is that it's really hard for me today. I know it is for you, because we love our mom so much, and sports was such a big part of our lives and everything. And my mom was she would always when she did pass, she actually had the Astros game on in the background. And she loved all the sports, and anything Houston. She didn't like the Dallas because Jerry Jones, when they moved up to Tennessee, the Oilers and everything, he said, "Oh, you Oiler fans can now be Cowboy fans." My mom says, "No way in heck am I ever to be a Dallas anything. I'm a Houston first." She loved the Rockets, she loved the Oilers. Love You Blue, with the pom-poms and all that. She had the signs and all that. What's his name? Of course, when the Snake was here and Pastorini and Earl Campbell and Bum Phillips, and they came back from Pittsburgh, I was going to tell you something really cool about this.
Go ahead.
When they came back from Pittsburgh, they lost 34-5. There was nobody on the freeway from the airport, Houston Intercontinental, all the way down the Astrodome. People pulled off on the side of the road, honking their horns, waving and everything, and nobody was on the freeways. They had a police escort, and they came in, and they couldn't believe how here they just lost, 34-5 against the Steel Curtain and Bradshaw and all the great players up there. And they got a hero's welcome. People stayed there 5 and 6 hours, but they had a snowstorm delay, so they came back, and we were out in the parking lot for the second one. Get this, Captain. And they said there's 50,000 people out in there. The fire marshals have locked the doors, and there's 30,000 fans like you sitting out, standing out here in the parking lot trying to get in there. And so we got in the old Brady Bunch station wagon. We're driving back. We're turning on the radio, the Oilers flagship, and that was when Bum says, "The first time we knocked on the door, the second time we beat on the door. Next year we're going to kick the SOB in." And the place went crazy. And we're driving home listening to this speech, and we got tears in our eyes because this is something I share with my mom, and I love her and everything. And I just want to say, Captain, we're thinking about you and your mom and all the other moms out there and their families, because we are the fans we are because of our parents. God bless you. I just want to ask you a question.
Hey,
this lawsuit,
Steve. Unfortunately, I got to get to the next phone call. Save that question for the next time. Thank you for calling in, Steve. I don't want to lose this caller. And apologies there. I try not to lose the caller. 559, is this the person? And I lost 559. So unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to, Steve will ask me that question. Something about a lawsuit. 559, please call back again. Hopefully we'll get the kinks worked out. I got rid of all the extraneous windows that I had up on my computer. So that is done. Okay. There are no extraneous windows here. Oh my goodness. Okay, I take it back. There is a shit ton here. Let me get rid of these. So I'll get rid of all of these extraneous windows. And that should help quite a bit, getting rid of all of these. I'd love to hear back. And again, I can get rid of all of these. I can get rid of all of these. Yeah, hell yeah. Go ahead. Yes, there you go. 559 was calling in, and it's always entertaining to hear from Steve. Again, apologies for losing it. But yeah, I've really gotten down to phone stops ring because you have it set up to go to voicemail after 4 rings. Not necessarily. I don't know. I mean, I got the Google thing, and I can go into settings. In fact, let's do that while we're here. We'll go settings. Okay. Last active notifications, use dense roster. Okay, 559 is called back. 559, 559, 559. 559. Do not hang up. Wait, 559. I have you. Do not hang up. I don't know why there's that extra ring. God bless it. I picked up. And now I got another caller that I can't see. I can't see the other caller. I picked it up with 559 who's trying to call back. And then I have this, and here it is again. Okay, if I can show the screen, good. 559, please don't hang up. Who is this?
This is Lee Weber.
Lee! Oh my goodness, thank you for calling, man. Boy, I apologize, man. I said we've had so much to do just to try to get you on the line, man, and I appreciate you working with me, man. How you doing?
Doing fine over here, my man. Happy Mother's Day for everybody out there, and good to hear from you finally.
Yeah, yeah.
So, real quick, today for my wife, she's at work at the moment, and she'll be off in about 45 minutes. But of course, me being a dad, she's obviously a mom, and we got another one on the way now, and she's got about 11 weeks to go.
Okay, what was that about 11 weeks, Lee?
We have my wife is pregnant right now, and we got 11 weeks to go.
Okay, well,
be another member on the ship.
Congratulations and mazel tov to you there, Lee. It's really good to hear, brother. Congrats and mazel tov, for sure.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're going to name her Gianna, after the name from Kobe Bryant's daughter. That's the name.
Yeah, very beautiful name.
Oh, yeah, we love that name. So it's like, at first we're just like joking around a little bit because like, and the next thing you know, it's stuck. And after that, we're like, wow, we really like it.
Yeah, that's a gorgeous name. That's a gorgeous name. And I bet you any money that name will probably be definitely probably top 5 this year. Top 5 this year.
Oh, definitely, yes. Hey, so how's everything over there with the COVID and all that? Is it still real bad, or is your state loosening up a little bit?
Well, Florida has opened up. There are some schmucks that are out on the beaches, but for the most part, they are social distancing even on the beach. The cops have gone out in force trying to make sure that they are enforcing social distancing. So it's not bad here. I'm still teleworking, and I will continue.
Yeah.
I'm still continuing to telework until I hear otherwise. And, obviously, as long as they like what I'm doing, that's fine. I mean, am I getting a little stir crazy? Not really. I mean, I'm more not per se stir crazy. I just miss going out and being sociable with a bunch of people. And that's one of the things that I'm really going to be looking forward to is getting that opportunity and finding out when I can get that opportunity. But I'm not going to do that unless I know, that the COVID has gone down to a point where I can go out. And it's unfortunate, but my health has got to be taken paramount right now. Oh, shoot, I don't want to knock you out.
Definitely.
Go.
Yes, definitely. Over here, me and my wife are still working, but we work for the state hospital here, one of the facilities. So we're still there, but we're expecting to receive COVID patients because of the count going so high now. So they actually opened up areas to the facility that were shut down and renovated them, and we're waiting any day. So, but I'm not direct hands-on with any of the patients. I just work in the warehouse trying to work with.
Right. And I saw that you said that you were sharing this to your group in Vegas. Love that. And I said
no problem.
it starts out. It starts out, with a small amount of people. I mean, I know I started my club down here. I think I had about like 12, and that was me.
Oh,
That was
wow.
me. Yeah, that was me culling, and we grew to a pretty nice group. And what I guess the old patches for the Florida Bay Area Raider boosters. I got them over here somewhere, and so I still have my old patches for the group. That's kind of like a collector's item. And but no,
Oh, nice.
just take whatever you have and continue to call and continue to work the issues, and everything will be fine, brother. Everything's fine.
Hey, so what do you, real quick, Raider talk. What do you think we're going to have for a record, our record at the end of the year?
I think that
If the season happens.
right. Well, the season's going to happen. It's just going to be to what degree, okay? But
Yeah.
I think that there's no reason why we can't be 9-7, 10-6. There's no reason why, because that's what we were last year, and we've only gotten better. Okay, we've only gotten better within the
No,
division.
definitely.
So I say there's no reason why we can't be 9-7, 10-6. If things go well, maybe 11-5, but I'm not pushing 11-5. I would say our high for me is probably going to be 10-6. But 9-7 is not out of the ordinary. And Homer's here. Good to see Homer. Oh, thank you there, Homer. And hi to Sophia too. What do you think, Lee?
Honestly, I think I feel 10-6 for sure. I feel good about 10-6 because I feel like Denver was running on a little bit of dumb luck last season at the end
For sure.
with their quarterback. I mean, it's just some freak stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
LA Chargers with them, they still got work ahead. They may have drafted a good quarterback, in my opinion, but you know what? They're all good out of college when they first come out. It's how they do in the pros. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
So, and then with that being said, Kansas City, they're the main thing to me that's a threat. But I feel we could go within our division for sure, at least 4-6. And we do good against usually the NFC South, so that should give us at least 3 wins right there.
Well, I don't know, man. I tell you what, NFC South, okay, you got the Buccaneers who are greatly improved, the Saints who are always good, okay. Then you got the Falcons and the Panthers. Now, I think that the Falcons and the Panthers were better than both teams, okay? So I'm thinking that those should be 2 wins. But, like I said, between the Saints and the Buccaneers, will we win both of those games? No. Will we win one of them? Possibly, but we might split against the NFC South. It wouldn't be out of the question. I think that having Tampa Bay early on in the year is better for us on that home Monday night. I mean, I tell you the home game, even against the Saints, that second week, what might be, the great time to get the Saints because they wouldn't have gelled as of yet. So maybe we can go 4-0 against the NFC South, but we're going to win games we shouldn't. We're going to lose games that we should have. It's just the way it is. And so, I mean, maybe you can get to that extra game. Maybe you get to that 11-5. But by the same token, maybe one of those games that we should win, just like last year, we end up losing, so maybe we're at 8-8. I hate saying it, but I think that this is definitely a 10-6 team, but we actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, definitely. They can do it. Out here where I live, Carr is like a hero out here because I live in between Bakersfield and Fresno. So he's from Bakersfield, of course, Fresno State. So he's got a lot of support out here. I'm just hoping he can perform the way he did when we played that division that year, when he back in 2016. And he's playing the same division. Hopefully, maybe he can have some of that good luck. We'll go with him.
Yeah, and by the way, Homer, I will try to text you. Go ahead and say hi to Sophia. And again, like I said, Carr has got to be the Carr of 2016 for this team to move forward at all. For this team to move forward at all, we have to have the way that the team went in 2016. We have to have that occur right now. and hopefully that will be
Yeah. Yeah, like that Saints game to start off that season. Hopefully, that can happen for us with the early Tampa Bay game. If that can happen, use that as a pivot, maybe. But it'd be really interesting to see that happen.
I definitely. I mean, I'm telling you, I'm hoping that things are better in Vegas by that time. That I can come out and watch Tampa Bay in Vegas, especially being that I am from this area, and I want
No,
nothing more.
definitely.
I want nothing more than to see a victory. Hey Lee, I'm going to open up the phone line, and
Awesome.
thanks for calling in, and thank you for continuing to call in until I heard from you, brother. I got rid of.
Well, I had to say hi. I
Yeah,
had to say hi. But anyways, when the baby's born, I'll tag you on the photo.
for sure, man. And actually, when that happens, if it's a girl, remind me. I actually have like a silver and black, like a little headband for babies. Okay, and I'm gonna try to make sure I give those out. So you remind me if it's a girl that I can get. Say, hey Cap, you promised me a silver and black baby band for the girl. So if that happens, please remind me. Please remind me. Please remind me.
Oh, I definitely will do that. We already have everything confirmed on the gender and everything, so it's already complete. So it's a girl for sure. So
Okay, good.
Hey, I'll let you get to your caller, and take care and bless you, man.
Hey, thanks again, Lee. I appreciate you working with me, brother.
Take care.
All right, that was Lee Weber, and thank you for. And he worked with me. I like that. It's great. We were having all these technical difficulties, man. And I said I got rid of all of the extra, what do you call it? The frames that I had up in the on the computer. I like to have a lot of windows, and unfortunately, maybe that's the reason why some of this is crappy. And I got to keep remembering not to do that. I apologize, but I hopefully we'll go to it, and it won't be an issue. It won't be an issue from now on. But line is open, 813-609-0834. You don't have to knock out any callers because there aren't any callers. So we'll do that. Go ahead and call in, 813-699-0834. And see what I get. Upon first quarantine 14. Okay, well, Vicky is. Thank you, Vicky. Good news. Good news for Vicky. Vicky is now COVID free. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. That's positive. That is positive. And I'm glad to hear that. And again, this is Mother's Day. It's we've been on for a little over an hour, and I enjoy listening to you and hearing from you. There was a butt shot. What's that girl's name again? Is it Amy Adams? Yeah, I think it's Amy Adams. They had a nice butt shot of Amy Adams a couple minutes ago. Oh, I like this scene here. You can't, if you can watch it in on the reflection. Amy Adams is going to kick the living bejesus out of Mark Wahlberg's sister in just a minute. There he is. It's the one with the hair. Okay, I mean, oh no, it's this one. Oh, that's great. Oh, we got somebody calling in. It's Doc Burdett. Doc, and hopefully, Doc, don't hang up. Don't hang up, Doc. Doc.
Hey, what's up?
Okay.
What's up, Cat Jack?
I'm good, man. I don't know why we have the excess. There's excess rings. I apologize. Maybe if I catch you too quick, it continues to go through. But we'll still talk. What's going on, brother? Good to hear from you.
Oh, doing pretty good. Happy Mother's Day to all the Raider moms out there.
Yeah. How was your Mother's Day?
My mother passed away 5 years ago. I went up to the graveside, spent some time with her. Miss her dearly. She like you, she really got me into sports a lot. Being a single parent, she really got me. I mean, boy, was she in love with Ken Stabler.
There you go.
Back in the day, she chased the good-looking quarterbacks in her opinion.
Yeah. And I was actually I was watching was it on TV the other day when they were passing through, it was either the NFL Network or I think it was the NFL Network, and they had like the top 100 and it was characters, right? And the top 100 characters, and who was number one? Al Davis was number two. And I'm like, really? Al Davis was not the number one character in the NFL? Oh, the reason why I'm thinking about Ken Stabler is because Ken was like top 15, and they showed Kenny out there with, like some two good looking ladies on his side and all this other stuff. And, Hendricks was on the list. Alzada was on the list. Obviously, Kenny was on the list. Al Davis was number two, and I can't remember who number one was. But was it Bum Phillips? No, it wasn't Bum. Who was number one?
It was rigged. It was rigged if it wasn't Al Davis.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm thinking. I mean, how can you not have Al? But at least they figured out, and it was rigged because Al Davis should have been number one. But at least they rigged it in such a way that they wouldn't piss everybody off. But Al Davis being number two. Mike Ditka was on that list, Don. It was, and the thing was that they went right through it. It was like bing, 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 and it wasn't the full thing, but it was cool to watch. Like the quick abridged. They basically like wrote number after number after number, and I was like, I caught it like, ooh, I want to see this. And then of course, Al Davis was number two, and I'm like, who the hell could be number one? And somebody's gonna put it in here, and enough of me babbling. Again, blessings
now,
to your mom as well, and to you,
brother.
Now
Jared's will like this one. He's a Steeler fan. Now, towards the end, like I said, she chased quarterbacks. Near the end of her life, she was a big Ben fan.
Okay.
So we buried her in the Big Ben jersey.
Oh,
because that's how much she loves sports.
That's nice, man. That's nice. Actually, if I
know some people don't like Big Ben, but that was the player she was liking at the end. It was a flip between Big Ben and Troy Polamalu.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I actually should have thought. I mean, I think that when the what do you call it, the guy that does the ceremony, the Undertaker, okay. When he asked me, he said, "Hey, bring some clothes," and I brought some nice clothes. And I didn't think I could have buried my mom in a Phillies jersey, and it would have went over well. But I did the dress her up in a nice top, and I tell you one thing that is and I'm not trying to belabor the subject, but the fact is that then unfortunately they didn't catch my mom's blood swelling sufficiently prior to them embalming her. So I had a really nice top, but it was short sleeved. And apparently all of the blood had rushed down into my mom's arms. So they said, we need to have, and I brought two. I brought two tops. But the one I wanted was the short sleeve top, which would have been a lot nicer. But they buried her in the longer sleeved one because, again, all of the blood had rushed down into her arms, and I didn't think about that. And so I guess they must have put like makeup on her fingers so that you couldn't see that as well. But again,
yeah.
It's hard. And
oh yeah, bless Sean. It's hard to lose a parent, especially one that's been so such an influence to you.
Yeah,
but my heart goes out to you, Catherine.
Well,
I know it's only been you said it's the first Mother's Day, and my heart goes out to you, brother.
Well, I'm going through, man. That's why I have the show, because I if I didn't have this show twice a week, I would definitely be stir crazy, man. I'd go out and run around the neighborhood naked and shit, and probably get arrested for stupidity.
Nah, they wouldn't arrest you. They just say because you're rich, they just call you eccentric. You'd be all right.
I hope so, man. I hope so.
Now,
It's eccentric's
on
cool.
the schedule here, I'm hoping for a 10-6. 9-7 looks very doable,
Yeah.
but there's several things that have me worried.
Go ahead.
If the beer flu comes back, what players catch it, which are asymptomatic, which ones will have to sit out 2 weeks. Any team loses the wrong players for 2 weeks,
Yeah.
it can be devastating. And if it spreads in the locker room, no matter what the team is, I don't care if it's Kansas City Chiefs, I don't care if it's the Las Vegas Raiders, I don't care if it's the Buffalo Bills. You lose 4 or 5 good of your starters on either side of the ball, it can be devastating.
Right. But here's the
I mean,
thing though, at least in that respect, the chances are, I shouldn't say are, it's not our. The chances are spread somewhat equally around the NFL. Okay?
That's true.
I mean, you can't, I mean, this is something that the NFL can't fix unless they have such a way. And boy, this would be the big conspiracy theorists amongst all of the big conspiracy theorists is you get the virus and you push it into the air in a locker room. I mean, but you would have to be really, really, CIA operative type in order to do that stuff.
You'd have to be a very demented person to take the risk of someone's life just for a sporting event. I mean, you really have to be demented. But my thing is, I'm also worried about look what happened to the NBA. Could we go partial through a season, then they have to call it off? That is a possibility if we get a second wave.
Right. And
Hope
not.
Pray for the best. Hope we get a vaccine. Hope we get better treatments. I mean, they are in the works and they're trying. I mean, Major League Baseball did the antibody screening for MLB, and those results came back pretty promising. I don't know if you saw that being released today on CBS Sports or not.
No, I missed that. Send me a link or something on that so I can get tuned up on it.
I found it on CBS. It came on my notification on my phone by CBS Sports.
Okay.
But by their results, it was a low percentage, and most of the people were asymptomatic. So that means they didn't get sick, but they got exposed because it was antibody testing.
Right. I actually that's something that I want because, again, and I found out about that. I said this on my show the other night. I found out that there is an East Coast version and a West Coast version. And I honestly think that if anything, if I've been exposed or if I've already, if I had it when I was sick earlier, because remember I had all of that coughing and wheezing last year, and it was kind of early on, and then I had it again in December. So I'm thinking that maybe if I had it at all, I might have had the West Coast version, even though I'm here on the East Coast. But I'd like to see if I do have any antibodies. If I've already kicked it, I actually would like to get this test done because if it is one of those things where if you've had it, and this is the other thing, if you had it, can you get it again? And that's what I'm worried about. I mean, just because you've had it once, they haven't figured out whether you can pick it back up. And if they
they don't know how long they don't know how long their immunity could be.
Right.
Could the immunity be like the cold? You have to catch it every year.
Right.
And like flu, or could it be like chickenpox?
Yeah.
One and done.
Hopefully, it's one of those things where you get it and you get over it.
Measles, mumps, rubella type. You get it and you're done with it.
Right. And Don says
we'll wait and see.
Don says I need to get an antibody. Trust me, I'll go get it. I just got to figure out where. I think they're still in testing now. I think the reason they used the MLB. Let's think about it. Them teams are spread out all across the country. You got teams in New York, Houston, Detroit, California, Seattle, all the hot spots. Plus, if you know people who had COVID
and you test them for antibodies, it would tell you if the test is any good or not. Because if a person you know for a fact had COVID and the antibody test don't show up, well, the test ain't no good. So I think that was a trial run that they used with MLB. And I'm hoping that they do more testing on different groups. So, and you work for a contractor, you may be in that study group soon, maybe, hopefully.
Well, remember, military contracting is is a different duck. So hopefully I'll be able to get it, and we'll figure it out when, for sure.
Yeah. Well, let's just hope for the best. But like I said, I think we easily can go 10-6.
I hope so, man.
We're better than we were last year. It all depends how cold it. We only got 2 really cold games. And in December in New York, it's hit and miss if it's cold yet or not.
Right.
'Cause I think it's early December if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, it's about the same time we had it last year. It was early. Actually, I think New York was late November, and then early December was Kansas City, and it was balls cold the first week of December for Kansas City, and New York was the week prior. So it was late November for New York, if I remember correctly. Something we'll see, but again, I just know that I will make plans once I feel good about what's going on with the virus. Once I feel good about what I can do, what's acceptable, if I have the antibodies, then I'll start making plans. But until then, I'm not going to do it. And
well, see, I like to go to the Carolina game because it's not that far down the road from me.
Right.
But the problem is, will they even have fans in? We don't know.
Yeah, and if you guys were looking at my my Facebook page, Heidi Stabert was kind enough to show me one of the I want to say a plan for the what do you call it, for people to come back to a concert, and it showed, if you go to my Facebook page and you go down a little bit, it shows separate rows, and there's a row cut out in between, and they're staggering them, and I think the largest was maybe 6 to 8 people in a row in the middle, and I guess that's for people that are in the in the big groups. But I tell you, man, it's I would go and grab the rows of 3, even if there was 2 people. I'd buy that extra ticket just to be sure that I know that. And the other thing is, if you ever try to buy on what is it? Not Stub, but Ticketmaster, you can't buy just 2 on a 3-row thing. They won't allow you to. They said, well, you have to have 3 people, because they don't want that one person sitting there that's hard, that they're trying to get that ticket to. And so we'll see. Yeah. But we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens.
Oh, definitely.
Hey, Doc, I'm gonna give me one more, and I'm gonna open it up.
Well, just like I said, our schedule's easier, our players are better. There's no reason why we can't be better.
Yeah.
So go Raiders.
Go Raiders. Hey, Doc, thanks for calling in, brother. Always great hearing from you, man. Always great hearing from you.
You take it easy, bud.
I will. You take care as well. That is Doc Burdett, who is calling from Virginia. And we don't, like I said, you don't need to knock out the caller, because there is no caller to knock out. Line is open, 813-609-0834. We are going on about an hour and a half. The boxer is still on. So for the ladies that want to see a good-looking dude, Mark Wahlberg, I did see Amy Adams' butt. It hit while she was wearing panties, but it was kind of nice looking. And here's all of the brothers or the sisters of Mickey Ward and Dickie. What was he had a different name. It was Dickie something. Don, we do have a tough schedule, but I like the fact that the true cold weather game we have is definitely Denver at the end of the year. Wasn't planning on going to that anyway. New York is going to be colder. Um, Rookie of the year. And now ROI to me means Rookie of the Year, and I'm hoping. Uh, I think that to me that's Rookie of the Year. Should have been the Rookie of the Year, which would have been Jacobs. Um, run with Jacobs, and then go do the long pass. But I mean, we got so many options. We can run 3 tight end sets. We can run 5 wide. I tell you, it's gonna be hard, but like just like last year, if you get through the beginning of the year well, there's no reason why you can't end the season high. Yeah, that's what I thought. Rookie of the year being he wasn't Rookie of the Year though. He should have been. Should have been. Dinner's ready, Vicky. Thanks for coming in because you said you had steak and crabs and well no steak and lobster and shrimp. Love that. Boy, I can't wait to have that. Can you make that for me and some other things? That's awesome. Uh, can't wait to get out to LA. And Vicky, please take care. And best words of Mother's Day is the fact that you are no longer positive for COVID. You have gone through there. I'm glad for you, honey. I really believe that. 10-6 is available. 10-6 is doable. Man, those are some nasty, skanky sisters. Ugh. Just, ugh. Sorry. Goodbye, Vicky. Thank you, honey, and glad you had a great Mother's Day. Who else have we've been joining? Remember, if you're on Facebook, thank you for being here, but please get over before the Jets game. Okay, Raider James is already sitting in section 149 for the Jets game. Mike Refuerzo has come in. Thank you for coming in, Mike. And Gerard Toulouse is in there as well. Again, if you are on Facebook, thank you for being here, but please head over to YouTube. Better sound, better quality, better video. I really mean that. Always good to hear from you. And we got, like I said, got the line open. I mean, I can cut it short tonight. You got a call. Because other than we've gone over the schedule, we've talked about, what we could be, what I personally think. I said, and remember, I am always a glasses half empty type of dude. I'm always going to take the negative track until I see something positive. But even I said that there's no reason why we shouldn't be 10-6. 9-7 at the worst, 8-8, at the very worst. I don't know why these people are saying 5-11. They're haters. Friggin' Cowterd is a hater. He's a hater. All these other people, 5-11, we were 7-9 last year. And they didn't see that we got better? Have the Broncos gotten that much better? They were 7-9 as well. Did they get progressively better? No. Did the Chargers, a.k.a. Garglers, get that much better? No. But they say we're going to be 5-11? For all those, Italian FU. Again, this is the Mother's Day edition. I am Captain Jack. I've enjoyed being here. And, it's always good hearing from everybody. We do, like I said, we are about 100 subscribers away. We're at 749. Need 850 for that giveaway. I was at 750 and then somebody unsubscribed. Again, if you like what you see, thank you for giving a thumbs up in the Facebook and YouTube, giving me thumbs up and likes on Facebook and YouTube. I would love for the likes, because again, for the first time in like forever, I didn't have I didn't have 90% likes because I had 2 dislikes. I wish I knew who they were. It just annoys me. It annoys me because they put it just cuz. They put it just cuz. It just makes me mad. Mike Sarah, it should be beat the Chiefs. I know you were trying to say that. Broncos are overrated. Calturd has them number 7 in the NFL. How can that be? How can that be? Matt Marinovich gets it. Broncos and Chargers have issues at quarterback. Definitely the Chargers. I mean, Drew Lock. Drew Lock is set for Denver's quarterback. But this is his sophomore year, and he got by last year with some luck. So 92.5. Thank you there, Don. I must have done the math. Are fans going to be in the stadium this year? Oh, that's Ninja. Okay, Mike. I'm sorry. I missed I missed that. Ninja Raider. Or Raider Ninja. Are fans going to be in the stadium this year? Yes. But maybe not immediately. Maybe not immediately. Maybe so. It might be the first 4 games that they have. And here's the thing. I actually was talking with Wayne Sargent, who is the ultimate Packer fan, great guy that I stayed with when I was up in Green Bay last year. He was saying that the Packers are having a plan where they are going to. It's kind of like a lottery, where if you have your season tickets, you might not be in the seat that you bought because they're going to spread these people out. And so you can actually maybe get in the lottery, say, okay, you're allotted for this game, but you're not in the seat that you bought. So that has to be addressed. That has to be addressed. And what do you accept that? And that's why I said that maybe I again, until I know, I'm not gonna go and make any plans. Beating the Chiefs involves upgrade a DB and linebacker, which we have done. Matt Marinovich, bravo Zulu on that. I get that as well. Okay, we have. I like what we've done with our defensive backs and linebacker core. At least we're not going to just roll over. We're not going to just roll over when we play Kansas City. And Don is right. Can the NFL ever give us Kansas City without giving them an extra week to prepare for us? Fuckers. Man, that pisses me off. I'm sorry, Mike. That was a long-winded. Yeah, a lottery, and that was in Green Bay. So I'm sure that there are talks amongst the teams as to how they're going to do this. I know for a fact that I'm not going to the Indianapolis game, okay? Because either I'm going to be at the stadium here in Tampa Bay. If I get a ticket, great. If not, I will definitely be at the tailgate with my friends that are the Vikings fans, and hopefully I'll get a ticket with them. And I'll be dressed up as Captain Jack. I'll be hanging out with the Vikings fans. Sophomore slump will sweep the donkeys. I hope so, Don. God, I hope so. And we're at 10:37. I tell you what, if I don't hear any calls by within another 3 minutes, we'll knock it at 10:40. And but we'll again, I enjoy this, but again, this is Mother's Day, and maybe we're getting the last of the Mother's Day items done. Again, if you like what you see, please share. Please share the YouTube video. You can share the YouTube video. Okay, there's a share button right there. I'm going to figure out how to do that too. In fact, let's see here. I can share it. Let's see what it goes. Okay, I push share. And share to, okay. Well, I can do it after this. You can share it right up. Share it right to Facebook. Share it right to Twitter. Share it right to a bunch of different things. And appreciate it. Appreciate the thumbs up. Appreciate the likes. And yes, that's they're talking about the like. Let's go back to Facebook again. See what we got. Defensive line still. There's a comment here. I'm trying to read it. Needs help. Kenny Clark from the Packers. Pro Bowl offensive contract's up in 2021. Nice addition to Vegas. Yeah, I mean, but Mike, man, let's talk about 2020 first. Okay. If he says his contract is up in 2021, does that mean he's available in 2022, or is his contract up after this year? I think you mean that his contract is up after this year, and we were talking about this with Becky when Becky came in and said this last week, is that she thinks that we're about another year away. Hang on a second, Ed. Let me get the cursor over here. Okay. Ed Winchell. Ed Winchell, are you here? Hello. Ed Winchell. Ed Winchell. Hey, good to hear from you, brother. You are definitely probably going to be my last caller, unless somebody knocks you out, and we'll see.
Well, I can't let your show completely end without me calling in to say hi.
Well, good. I appreciate that.
You know, I think one of the reasons why there's so much discrepancy in the record of the anticipated win-loss record, and I'm getting my reason why I feel this way, because I read whenever they have a 2020 record projection, I read why. I listen to the sportscasts on TV when they say, this is the reason why we feel this team is not going to do well. And the majority of the time, and I'm not going to harp on Carr, but the majority of the reasoning behind it is they're not sure how Carr is going to handle 2020. I think a lot of people realize he's the weakest link to substantiating a successful record or a losing season. And that's primarily what a lot of people are saying. So that's what I think is why there's such a deviation between 5-11, although Colin Cowherd is I'm not a fan of his.
He's a prick. I mean, there's no two ways around it. He's a prick. And that's being nice. I can call him a lot worse than a prick, but I agree. Yeah. I mean, that's the nice way to say he's a prick.
It's interesting how a lot of people, because I was just an hour ago or two, I was looking at this thing on Facebook, and they were asking, what is the record going to be for the Raiders? And a lot of people, the majority of the people are saying a win-loss record that's not going to be in favor of the record, the total record with the Raiders, if Carr plays. But they're also trying to establish that if Mariota comes in and plays well, they feel it's going to be an improvement to what they're looking at than if Carr plays. So I wanted to just let you know, and again, I'm not saying either way. You know how I feel, and I don't want to continue to harp on it.
That's fine.
I still feel that is where the issue is, and It's all going to go down to how well he plays.
Right.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate he's got a heavy road for the first 5 games for him. But you got to believe that boy's going to be under so much pressure. Can he handle it?
Right.
He's probably got more pressure on him than any other quarterback in the NFL.
No. Mahomes, because he went out and won the Super Bowl, they're going to say, okay, well, that was last year. What are you going to do this year? Aaron Rodgers,
But
because
Mahomes,
wait a second.
I disagree because Mahomes.
Well, Aaron Rodgers has a lot of
Mahomes-
pressure because everybody's going to be saying, well, now we got Jordan Love. What are you going to do for us? Drew Brees has got pressure because they're saying, okay, the Saints should have been there. They should have been there. They should have been there. Now you need to go out and do it. And oh, by the way, you got some guy named Winston that is actually available to come in. Although I think he sucks personally as a backup, but at least they actually have a NFL caliber backup now, which they.
If Brees doesn't do well, it's not the end of his life. He goes into sportscasting making $15-20 million a year. With Aaron Rodgers, he can go somewhere else in a year or two and get $30-35 million a year.
Yeah, but they don't. But they don't want to do that.
No, they don't want to do it. But if Carr fails this year, what do you think happens to him? He's going to be the same boat as Winston, as Cam Newton, looking for a backup job somewhere. My feeling, and that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure, and he's got to realize that he's got to either show up or not show up to make this team go one way or another. And I'm just saying, I think he's going to be under a lot more pressure than he's ever been. Myself.
Got it. Well, here's the thing, though. I mean, yeah, it is all on Carr. But here's the thing that people don't realize is that for the very first time in Carr's years as a Raider, for the very first time, if Carr screws up in game, he's gone. They will pull him and say, okay, Mariota, let's see what you can do. And this is when Mariota knows the playbook, because that's not going to happen the first 4 games. Marcus Mariota is not going to be so involved or so knowledgeable, of Gruden's playbook. It's going to take at least the first quarter of a season. Even if he does the self-immersion, it's going to be at least 4 games until he's going to be somewhat comfortable. I
completely agree.
So
time is on Mariota's side to do that, but then again, it's only fair the Raiders let Carr go out there and see if he could walk the walk and talk the talk like he's been doing.
Yeah, but there's the thing, like I said, is if Carr screws up week 5 and beyond, okay? And oh, by the way, we got to bye at week 6. Let's just say after 5 games.
Right.
Let's just say after 5 games that Carr is not doing well, okay? Let's say the Raiders are 2-3 after 5 games, okay? I don't see it, but let's say the Raiders are 2-3 after 5 games. You got week 6 as the bye. Does Marcus Mariota start week 7? Possibly, if he's shown enough of the knowledge of the playbook, and in order to take the team, then he's going to be there. And I fully believe that Gruden will turn it over to him, no problem. So let's say
you think Mariota can, if he gets the job, can handle it and get it and take it for the next 2 or 3 years?
Sure, because we wouldn't have signed him otherwise. Yeah. We wouldn't have signed him otherwise, right. Okay? And he was the top quarterback according to Mayock in that draft. Mayock had him ranked higher than Jameis Winston. He thought more of him than Jameis Winston. So that's why he is here. Mariota has.
He also was the Heisman Trophy winner.
Right.
At the draft.
Yeah.
At his draft.
Right.
And that. Yeah. Right.
So
So he's got the ability. He's got the ability.
Right, he does have the ability, and I think that it's he wouldn't be here otherwise. Okay, now I think
Right.
he's on a what, a 3-year contract, at least two. He's on at least a 2-year contract, so we got him for 2 more years. Okay, which so he's at least this year and next year. So we have him, and if he shows up, great. If Carr doesn't show up, then I think this is. I think that I don't think this is Carr's last year, but I think that the cap hit for Carr is such that it's not as much of a impediment to get rid of him after this year. Okay, but I really think that if we didn't want Mariota to be here, if we didn't think that Mariota can handle it, he wouldn't be here. Okay, and the other thing is that, and everybody says this. Okay, everybody says, okay, well, Lawrence is coming out next year. I don't think the Raiders are going to suck enough to get the number 1 pick in the draft. I really don't. I really don't. I don't see that. I see the Raiders being because they were what? They were 12 this year, 12 and 19 as far as picks. I mean, they're going to get better. So if anything, they're going to have a lower pick, which means that maybe the highest pick that they have is maybe 18. And that's, so 18 out of 32, that's still at the bottom half. If they want to get Lawrence or some other quarterback that shows themselves, if the NCAA even has a season, and there are those that are saying that the NCAA might not have a season, boy, won't that screw everything up? Because then you have Lawrence going in the draft number 1 next year, but who's to say that? Remember, last year it was Tua, and then you had Burrow come out, and he became the number 1 pick because of what he did. Lawrence will be the number 1 pick if there is no college football, because he won't have anything to say that he screwed up enough or dropped in the stats. So I think that it is going to be Lawrence, but we'll see.
I don't think the Raiders are going to be even looking for a quarterback. I think 2020 will show us, and there will be a season, I don't know to what degree, 2020 will show us the Raiders quarterback of the future, be it Carr or be it Mariota. One of those guys are going to be our quarterback for the next 4 or 5 years.
Well, I think we're set between 1 or 2 of them. I think we're set.
Right.
Hey Ed, I appreciate you calling in, because you said that you couldn't have a show without you not calling in, and we always appreciate you doing that, brother.
All right, brother. You have a good week and be well and stay safe.
Thanks again, and always good hearing from Ed Winchell. Thanks again, brother. So we've gone to about 10:50. We've gone to a point where, man, nice uppercut by Mickey Ward. Guy is out, knocked his ass out. It's one of those kind of like what was it? You got knocked up out. They said that even if I spell it, it's a drink. So I didn't spell it at all. If Angela was here, or Anna, Angela's mom, and I'm sure that they're having a great Mother's Day time together, they would make me drink. Excuse me. Vicky has. I saw the picture of the shot glasses that are heading my way. Wonderful. Thank you, Vicky. And I can't wait to get them. I'm waiting for the what is it? The brandy snifter type, the decanter that comes with the glasses, because I want to do it right. If I'm going to do shots, I'm going to do it right. The one thing though is that I'm not. What I do is pouring here in my room in this area, because I don't want to get alcohol or any sort of drink on the components at all. So I have to be very careful. I'll probably have to pour with like the shot glass on a what do you call it, a small plate, and then pour it that way, because I don't want to screw up my equipment here. So you guys understand, I'm sure. Anyway, I've enjoyed having everybody here. I've had a great holiday with you for Mother's Day. I appreciated that. And I say this to everybody here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for putting up the thumbs. The person that gives me the thumbs down, it just bothers me. It does. It just bothers me. But the one thing that I can say about it, at least they have to watch. They have to watch, so it's a view. It's a view. So if you want a view to give me a thumbs down, so be it. It pisses me off. And if I knew who it was, I would block them. If I knew who it was, I would block them. But I have to have their YouTube. But I don't. Anyway, such is life. I can't wait for the season. I can't wait to have things that are ready to go. Again, happy Mother's Day to all of the ladies out there. And for guys that are both mom and dad, because maybe they're a single dad, happy Mother's Day / Mommy Daddy Day, Father, to you as well. And there are plenty of moms that are, single moms, so it's like happy Father's Day type of mixture as well. I appreciate anybody that has time for kids. I do. It's a tough job. And I appreciate that from everybody. So I hope that all the mothers out there, mothers, not mothers, had a fantastic day. Join me again on Thursday. Okay. I'll get with you, Ed. We'll have another show on Thursday. Until then, have a great rest of your weekend. I'm back to telework tomorrow. I will be here on Thursday, and if I get some interviews good to go, I will be doing hopefully a special show, Black Shield and Galleon Wheel broadcast there. We'll see y'all hopefully for that. Until then, have a great rest of your week. Take care, everybody. Good hearing from you. Jerry D, oh man, you are late. So you're gonna have to watch. Jerry D, you can push, you can take this though, and you can share it up to your groups. You see the share sign. Jerry D came in late. Thank you for coming in there, Jerry. Please give me a thumbs up, and we'll go from there. Thanks for coming in, Jerry D. You are late, but I love you, and we'll see everybody. Everybody, have a great one. Take care. We'll see you Thursday.